Hey, Shalom. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Brakatah to the brothers, Yahweh Shamar, Elathah, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah to the sisters. Um, this ISUBK, One West, under Commander Jenny Hanna. Our job is to teach the Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians who they are according to the Bible and historical references that substantiate the Bible, lines up with the precepts properly. We teach our people our culture, our history, the law, statutes, commandments, who the whole point of why we're here on this earth, why did Christ walk the earth, what did Christ do, and why did Christ die for our sins, So, but here we're gonna elaborate on brotherhood, though, because brotherhood is something extreme that we have to be with when dealing with our people. Brotherhood is what's going to help us build our nation. Brotherhood is what's going to keep us righteous. Brotherhood is what's going to influence us to obey the Lord and keep the law, statutes, commandments. Brotherhood is what's going to make us prefer our people rather than the other nations. And in this society, though, Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians as a whole, we lack brotherhood. And when we lack brotherhood, we can't seem to do righteous towards one another. And that's not a good thing. If we can't, we got to understand, though, brotherhood is a very extreme fundamental of righteousness when it comes to building our nation. Because if we can't love each other and deal with each other righteousness, then how can we build our nation? If we don't have brotherhood, though, a black man and a black woman who are the 12 tribes of Israel cannot be in a proper relationship and keep a strong family household. If we can't have brotherhood, then we can't support one another. So that's something we gotta work on against as a nation, And the oppressors in the other nations does and try everything to make Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians go against each other. With the whole thing of Blacks, Latinos going against each other, though. Light skin, dark skin, brown skin going against each other. A man and a woman going against each other, and all types of other silly nonsense, though. And the reason why we're in that situation, though, because we're not banding on Most High, though. But again, I'm gonna elaborate on the spirit of brotherhood and why brotherhood is a fundamental of righteousness. Let's go to 1 John chapter 4, verse 20. Because if there's anything, the only way for our nation to be strong again, in order for Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians to become great again as a nation, though, brotherhood is an extreme important fundamental that we gotta utilize with our people. This is the book of 1 John, chapter 4, verse 20. If a man say, I love God. So what John is saying is that if you claim to love the Most High, right, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. Christianity teach that hate is not in the Bible, but according to 1 John 4 and 20, it reads that if a man say they love the Most High and hateth his brother, he is a liar, right? You are a hypocrite. You are an absolute hypocrite to say that you love the Most High, you love Christ, but you hate your own brother. What is your brother? Your fellow Black, Latino, and Native American Indian brothers and sisters that live in the same projects and gutters and neighborhoods with you. And whether they from the north, whether they're from down south, whether they're from the East Coast, the West Coast, Midwest, whether they from a foreign country, any Black, Latino, Native American, Indian brother or sister that descend from Abraham, Isaac, Jacob is your brother and sister. These are your people. Hey, what's going on, Mighty Man? Oh, today's topic is going to be based on brotherhood. So it's going to be some important precepts and notes for you to take, though, based on brotherhood, though, because brotherhood is extreme. Brotherhood is something that Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians lack as a nation of people. The first precept is First John, the book of First John, chapter 4, verse 20 and 21. But we'll start at 21st, though. But First John, chapter 4, verse 20. Right, brotherhood. Brotherhood is a fundamental of righteousness. And why is that important, though? Because in order for us to be righteous, we got to have brotherhood. We got to have love for one another. We got to have compassion towards one another. Make sense, though? Yes, sir. Yeah, we got to have that. Like, how in the hell can we build as a nation and get things done if we can't seem to deal with each other? We screw facing each other, and we saying sideline comments, derogatory, disrespectful comments to each other, though, and all this hearsay and back talk. That's crazy. That's madness. But according to the Bible, though, according to 1 John chapter 4, verse 20, the Lord says that if a man say, I love the Most High, which is God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. You a liar, man. You a hypocrite. You lied to the Most High, like, because okay, like brothers and sisters today in society, though, that's in this world, will say that they love their brothers and sisters, they love their people, though, but in their mind, though, they really don't, though, because the actions and the body language can speak for a lot of things, though. Make sense, though. The actions, you can say this and say that, though, but your actions prove what you are, right? I say, don't talk about it, be about it. This is what the Lord has said, though. Don't talk about it, be about it. You say you love your brother, you love the Most High, but you hate your brother. You can't do that, right? It doesn't work like that. For he that loveth not his brother whom he have seen, right? Because we see each other every day, right? On a regular day basis, though. You see your father, your mother, your auntie, your uncle, your brother, your sister, your cousins, your friends, your associates. Your nation of people. You see Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians walk up and down the street every day, or when you go to the store, or you go to the computer shop, or we go anywhere on a regular basis. So we see our people every day, right? So how can he love God who he have not seen? Right? We never seen the face of the Most High, but we say we love the Most High. Why we say we love the Most High? Because we have faith that we understand. We have faith and we believe that there's a creator of all things that create the heavens, the sun, moon, stars, the earth, created all forms of biology and created us. We understand that, though. Logically, though, there is a God, there's a higher power, though. We say we love the Most High, though, but at the same time, though, we can't stand each other, though. We have hatred and wickedness and hold grudges towards each other, though, because we can't seem to get along, though. We have disagreements, though, or this brother got more money than you. This brother have something that you envy, or you have a grudge towards, though, or this sister, though. You know what I'm saying? Petty stuff like that, though. But we can't do that, though, according to the Lord, though. We can't hold grudges, and we can't be covetous over somebody because they got a nice car and you ain't got it, and you have thoughts on wanting to take it from them, though. That's the thought process of saying that you love the Most High, but we hate our brother. But in our mind, we hate our brother. You a liar. You a hypocrite. You don't love the Most High, and the Lord is not going to be with you in that, though. And we as human beings have not seen the face of the Most High. No, but we see our people every day. But we understand that the Lord is real and exists, though, because the fact that we breathe in life, though, and the fact that we can't, for example, though, we can't see the Most High. We never see him, though, but we can feel air and we can breathe air and we can feel wind. That's how we know that the Most High exists, though, because we feel air, but it's invisible. You got a question? Go ahead, brother.
Okay. far as brotherhood, right?
Oh yeah.
So, am I supposed to forgive a man or somebody that wronged me in every kind of way?
You can, all right, you can forgive them though, but you can isolate from them. You don't have to deal with them. You can self-defend yourself, right? Don't be a sucker. Don't be a punk though. Somebody try to put their hands on you, you got every right to knock their ass out though. Excuse my French. I'm just being, I'm just being, it, I'm trying to be in a specific way, right? You have every right to self-defend yourself though, but it's ways and levels how to deal with the situation though. You know, a black, Latino, and Native American Indian brother though, and again, Salakia, excuse me for the French though, for the language, for the strong language. Whether it's your father, your mother, you know what I'm saying, your cousin, your auntie, your friends, your people, your own nation, though, it's ways how to deal with them, though. Because 9 times out of 10, though, they're not going to agree to your belief or agree to your situation, though. You know, that's just how it is, though. But it's ways how to deal with them. You know, you could get along with your brothers and sisters. I mean, your people, our people, even though they don't agree with what we believe in, though, and how to deal with them. As long as no conflict, though, you know, if somebody like have grudges, have conflict, it's ways to deal with them. You know what I'm saying? It's like this though. It's a term said I got family that I don't even talk to. I don't mess with. I love them because they're my people. So you ever heard that? You ever heard that though? It's a street term that like a lot of brothers and sisters say that they got cousins and maybe aunts or uncles that they know they're related to them. They love them though because they their family though, but they don't f with them. They don't mess with them. Like you know, so I don't mess with that. No, you know, what I'm saying I don't mess with that person though because they know when they be around each other though, it's gonna be conflict though. But it's what, but they still forgive them. They still love them. If something bad happened though, they'll still attend their funeral or they'll still help them out in certain situations or protect them in certain situations. It's ways how to deal with it though. So that's why the Holy Bible is very logical. The Most High is the most logical man ever. The Most High is more intelligent and smarter than any man when it comes to dealing with brotherhood. And I'm glad you asked that question though, because the audience that's listening needs to know and understand this though. It's ways how to deal with this though. Forgive your family, forgive your people though, but you can isolate from them. You don't have to deal with them. You can separate from them. You know, you don't have to tolerate them. And we do that logically in our ignorance every day, in our own ignorance. Before like a brother and sister came to the truth, though, we was doing that in our own ignorance, though. We always said that like this cousin of mine's or this aunt or uncle or even a mother or father or grandparents, they love them to death though, but they just don't deal with them. They don't F with them. They don't associate with them. They don't tolerate them. You get what I'm saying? Right. It's the same thing with our nation of people today. You know, we still gotta love them, but it's ways to distance yourself from them. You know what I'm saying? Isolate. Don't you ain't got to deal with them. You know, it's right. It's called isolation mob. You know what I'm saying? You can still like think about them. You know what I'm saying? The way it's your discretion if you want to do righteous with them or not. Though that's your discretion. But you still forgive them. You still love them. You still deal with them righteously though. But you don't have to deal with them. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, don't be a sucker. Don't be a punk though. You know what I'm saying? You got every right to protect yourself at all costs. That means don't let no freaking body lay a finger on you. Simple. That's how logical this Bible is though. You know what I'm saying? The heathens don't understand that. They don't know. They don't know. It's not for them. It's for us to understand. You know. Verse 21. And this commandment have we from him that he who loved the most high love his brother also. Right. This is a commandment. This is a commandment of the Most High in the New Testament, though. You know, and again, you know, I said for those who follow the New Testament, say that Christ done away with the law and the Lord done away with the law. You are a liar. You are a hypocrite, though, and you better change your thought process and understand that the law, statutes, commandments are not done away with, and you better understand that according to 1 John 4. Chapter 4, verse 20 and 21, you better love your brothers and sisters before the Most High charge you and hold you accountable. Because we got to remember, everything that we do in life, though, is recorded by the Most High. the Most High records every single thing we do in life, though. So when we pass away, the Lord determines how He's going to judge us when He brings us back on the earth. That's another topic, though. But the understanding is we need to learn how to forgive and love our brothers and sisters. You Blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians, love your brother and sister, though. You can't, according to 1 John chapter 4, verse 20 and 21, you can't claim to love the Most High, but in your mind, in your thought process, you hate your own brother and sister, or you have grudges toward them. You cannot do that. I'm fighting that every single day. It's a battle that I fight every day. I have to love my people, though, but it's ways how to isolate from them, not deal with them. Don't hang around them. It's a thing, Todd. Don't socialize with them. We heard the term "don't socialize with the wrong people." That's common sense. When it comes to your people, your Blacks, your people of your own race, Blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians, though, you can love them, though, but you don't have to be with them, be around and associate with them, especially when they up to no good and they causing trouble. The Lord's gonna deal with that. Believe that. You got that? You got that in, brother? Yeah. All right, let's go to Matthew chapter 25, verse 40. That's a powerful precept right there, right? Because Christianity always taught about this love in its church, though. But as soon as they leave out of that church building, though, and they thought process, though, they hate a brother that's masculine or a sister that's feminine, and they hate brothers and sisters that's in righteousness, in the spiritual facts. They say the Christianity claim they say they love God and they love their people, though, but they're doing everything that the Lord is absolutely against those. So it proves that they hypocrites on loving the Most High and the hypocrites on loving their own people, though. So if they don't love the Most High, they what makes you think they go love our own brothers and sisters, have compassion? You know, they sure is not gonna have show no brotherhood towards their own people, our own people. You know.
You said 25.
Yeah, Matthew chapter 25, verse 40. Let's get it. You got it. You got that, brother.
Yes.
All right. You can say Kana Waka or sir. Kana Waka. Right. Which means yes, sir, yes. Because Kana is yes and Adawan is sir. So you can call me Adawan, you call me sir, or say Kana Waka. You know, definitely, brother. I appreciate that, man. We got the book of Matthew chapter 25, verse 40. And the king shall answer and say to them, verily I say to you, inasmuch as he have done it to you, at least of thee, my brethren, you have done it to me. So this is when Christ, our King, right, Yahweh Shai Mashiach, which the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, though, right? He's speaking to his people, though. He ain't speaking to no other nation of people, though. He's speaking to the Jews. He's speaking to the Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians that need the spirit of the Most High to be in righteousness, though. And as he's speaking it to them, though, he's giving them the understanding on how to treat our people in righteousness and how to deal with each other according to the Lord's understanding, though, so that we can help our nation of people. Because as we see, this is the Roman Empire that Christ is in right now. This is in the Roman Empire, though, and in the Roman Empire, a lot of our people were Hellenized and living the Roman lifestyle. But Christ being speaking right now, he's speaking to our people, though, to understand the fundamental of brotherhood, how to deal with each other in righteousness. You know, forgive our brothers, love our brothers, have compassion towards one another. You know, because Learning from the Greeks and the Romans, though, we're taught how to go against each other. We're taught how to be selfish. In the Roman Empire, though, a lot of our people that's citizens of Rome are taught how to be selfish. We taught how to go have grudges towards one another. Though we taught how to not want to deal with each other. Though we're not taught being taught how to deal with each other righteously until Christ came through and speaking to the Roman citizens. And these Roman citizens are the Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indian Jews who need to change their thought process change on how to deal with our people, our own people, not nobody else do. How to love our people and how to deal with our people. Because if without Christ being in the scene, though, and educating our people who are the Roman citizens. These are our people who have the philosophy of Rome. Just like in America today, our people have the thought process of being American citizens, though. But we are Israelites, though, and we as a nation we need to live like Israelites, and living like Israelites, we need to love and forgive our own brothers and sisters and have compassion towards one another and how to deal with each other in righteousness. That makes sense? Is that making sense though? Right. And when it's referring to and the king shall answer, this is speaking about Christ, Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai Mashiach, the king, right? It's speaking about our king, and saying to them, verily I say it to you, truly I say it to you, and as much as ye have done unto one of the least of these, my brethren, ye have done it unto me. Like the least being said, like the brother, any brother or sister that's in the lowest form of life. Let's say like a brother or sister that's like in a scumbag way. You know what I'm saying? Not to diss any brother or sister though, but let's say like even today, any brother or sister that's in the lowest form of life though, that's eating out the garbage can. You know what I'm saying? That's sleeping out in the streets. They're still our brothers and sisters. We still have to forgive them and deal with them accordingly, according to the Lord's understanding. Whether a brother or sister that's at a high status, though, got the big house, the car, the fancy cars, the women, you know what I'm saying? The money, you know what I'm saying? Same thing with a sister, though. She got a nice husband, you know what I'm saying? If she got the money, the job, the high prestige life, from the highest standard to any brother or sister that's at the lowest form, though, you know what I'm saying? That's the least of the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Right now, that's living out in the streets, though. That's at the homeless shelters. We still have to love these brothers and sisters to forgive them and to speak about our people, you know, that we see every day. It's the same thing that happened back in the Roman Empire when Christ was running, walking the seat of the earth right now. So we have to treat our people as such, according to the Lord's understanding. We have to forgive and love our brothers and sisters and show compassion to them and treat them righteously. It's the reason why we go out and do food donations, and we go inside the prisons, and we have cookouts, and we do all sorts of different activities for our people in the Black, Latino, and Native American Indian communities and projects. Same thing what Christ is doing is the same thing that we're doing right now today under commanding Jenny Hahn and the ISUBK. Right. So this is what this priest is speaking about, how we are supposed to treat and deal with one another according to the Lord's understanding, though. And remember what I said, though. Brotherhood is a fundamental of righteousness, of being righteousness, of having compassion towards your people. Let's go to John chapter 13, verse 34. The book of John. Because the problem with Christianity is that they don't understand brotherhood. They have no brotherhood. The problem with this society in America is that America don't teach you brotherhood according to the Lord's understanding. You know, they don't teach brotherhood according to how the Most High wants it done. The like they show a false sense of brotherhood, whether you join a fraternity, a Greek fraternity, whether you join a Methodist, a Baptist, whether you join the United States military, whether you join the police force, whether you join uh, 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 a political party, being a Democrat or Republican, you know what I'm saying? Which all of it has nothing to do with the Most High, though. They don't instruct you how to show brotherhood according to the Lord's understanding. Because if they did, then blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians wouldn't be at the bottom, and blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians wouldn't be at the hellhole they're in right now as of today. Make sense, brother? Damn right, man. Damn right. You got John chapter 13, verse 34. Yep, the book of St. John chapter 13, verse 34. Yep, let's knock it out. This is the book of St. John chapter 13, verse 34. A new commandment I give it to you, though. So, okay, this is Christ. This Christ speaking again. And matter of fact, though, not only that, though, your Christian pastors say that the laws are done away with in the New Testament. So, my thing is, though, right? If the Christian pastors and other religious groups say that the commandments and the laws are done away with, though, then why am I reading according to St. John chapter 13, verse 34, that the Most High is saying a new commandment, right? It's a new commandment, right? But in the Christian churches and other religious groups, though, they say that the laws are done away with, right? So my thing is, though, Christianity and other religious groups don't know the Bible, or they're not actually studying to show thyself approved. The scriptures do say study to show thyself approved, though. Let me elaborate it even more further, though. The scriptures, I'm just only quoting the scriptures, though, but the scriptures do say you must be retaught by a man of God to learn these precepts and Bible and proper understanding, though. That means get under commanding Jenny Hanna, and learn from a man above you from whatever city and state or region you from, and learn from the men above you at the ISUPK. Learn this Bible. You see how we catch Christianity and their lies, and other religious groups and their lies, and America and their lies. America say, and God we trust on the dollar bill. America swear on the Holy Bible and their court systems, though. But they don't understand the Bible, and they never read it. And even if they did read it, they don't understand the proper context, though, because everybody that follow America is not properly taught the proper understanding of the Bible. You know, here in St. John chapter 13, verse 34, it says that a new commandment. So that shows you that Christ never not only way do with the laws. Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai Mashiach, radicalized the laws for us to understand the spirit behind the law and understand brotherhood, which is a fundamental of being righteous. St. John chapter 13, verse 34. A new commandment I give it to you, that ye love one another. This is what Christ has said out of his mouth. You know, and whatever Christ has said, you best believe it. The Most High has said this, so because Christ obeys and follows the Most High, which is his Father. We know Christ. We claim to say that Christ is perfect. It was an upright man, and Christ never. And that's right, though, because Christ did not disobey the Most High. You see what I'm saying? Right. And what Christ is bringing out in the Bible is that a new commandment that he says that we are to love one another as he loved us, though. That's the purpose of why Christ came through the scene during the, the Roman Empire, during the time when our people, the majority of our people, were Hellenized, following the Roman way of life, following the philosophies of what the Romans did. Whether we were in the Roman military, the Roman police force, the Roman government, or any philosophical way of following the Romans. We were at that time we were Roman citizens, just like today in America, we would be classified as American citizens. Why is that important to know? Because we are born and raised in America, right? One on your driver's license and passport, it will say United States American citizen, right? So, for us to understand that in this context, our people being Roman citizens, when Christ was in the scene, though, Christ is teaching and instructing our people that a new commandment I give it to you, that you love one another as I loved you, that ye also love one another. That is a commandment from the Most High that Christ is bringing out to our people, that we need to understand. Brotherhood is a essential fundamental of being righteous, of how we're going to build our nation, of how we can fight against Roman oppression, of how we're going to fight against American oppression, right? Let's bring it down to verse 35. Verse 35. By this all men know that ye are my disciples. What is a disciple? If I may, mighty man, do you know what a disciple is? Though, if you don't know, let me hear like say what you got to say though, so that the audience is listening. We helping each other out. What's a disciple? There you go. Say that again, loud and clear. Like what is a disciple? A follower of what? Christ. A follower of Christ. You heard that? So a disciple is a follower or a student of Christ. I'm a disciple because I follow commanding Jeniahana. Commanding Jeniahana follow Christ. Christ follow the Most High. That is proper order. And whatever I'm instructed to do, I will do it in obedience so that I maintain righteousness. And that shows that I'm showing brotherhood right there. Me being a disciple and a follower under commanding Jeniahana, though, shows proper brotherhood, because commanding Jeniahana follows Christ. Christ followed the Most High. You have something you want to add, brother? Oh, I thought you had your hand raised up for a minute, though. You know what I'm saying? And what you brought out is absolute, though. St. John chapter 13, verse 35 says, by this all men know that ye are my disciples. What is a disciple? A disciple is a student or a follower. I'm a disciple. You are a disciple. We are disciples following commanding Jeniahana in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Commanding Jeniahana is the greatest man currently to walk the face of the earth that follows Christ until Christ return back to the earth. Christ follows the Most High. He obeys the Most High. He follows the instructions that in the orders that the Most High gives out. When the Most High gives Christ the green light and the order, Christ will return back to this earth soon. So it is important that brotherhood being in a fundamental of righteousness, though. That's something we need to know. And again, you know what I'm saying? That's why, like, even myself, I love the New Testament. I love the New Testament, though, because again, Christianity, most Christianity want to subscribe to the New Testament, which is like 20, like 15%, 25% of the whole entire book, though, which don't make sense anyways, though. But you know what? I love the New Testament because you got the whole Old Testament, though, which is the 5 books of Moses, the prophets like Jeremiah, Ezekiel, and all that, and King Solomon, all that, and Zephaniah, and then you got the Apocrypha, which speaks about the Greek Empire and the Macedonians and Second Esdras and Tobit and all that. Though. Then we have the New Testament that Christianity subscribed on, and my thing is though, Christianity, it's gonna be extremely hard for people who follow Christianity to understand brotherhood if they only subscribe to the New Testament. You got to understand the books of old, like the Most High said, and the prophet said, even Christ said. You got to understand the times of old in order to fully understand the New Testament. And I love the New Testament though, because the New Testament, Christ makes it fully clear. Christ, that everybody claim to say they love and follow, makes it full law clear though. But it shows proof that your pastors don't understand the New Testament. Your pastors don't read and comprehend what Christ is bringing out through the New Testament. Your pastors don't understand the fundamentals of how brotherhood operates, and they don't understand righteousness. So again, you can't sit here and tell us in the ISUBK that we don't understand what brotherhood is all about, though, and we're reading it right now. For John chapter 13, verse 34, Christ is bringing out a new commandment on how we are to execute brotherhood in its proper manner, right? And it brings forward that, like, if we claim to be a disciple of Christ, though, then we are to obey what Christ is bringing out, though. Blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians, love your brothers and sisters, show compassion, and treat your brothers and sisters out in the gutters, barrios, reservations, and the prisons, righteousness. Do the same thing that Christ would do for us, though. I can claim that I'm a disciple of Christ because I do precisely what everything that Christ is bringing out. Right? Let's go to Matthew 5 and 22. Whenever you're ready, I can bring it out. Matthew chapter 5, verse 22. Right. Okay. This is the book of Matthew chapter 5, verse 22. But I say to you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause. So this is Christ speaking again. Yahushua Mashiach, which the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, right? So, okay, you know what I'm saying? Christianity always claim to say they love Jesus, Jesus this, Jesus that. Jesus, the blood of Jesus in me and Jesus in my heart and all the other stuff, though. All right, check this out. Matthew chapter 5, verse 22. But I say unto you, this is what Christ bringing out, that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause, right? So any Black, Latino, Native American Indian is upset, angry with their own people, with their own brother or sister without a cause, without a probable cause. That means that if you hold a grudge or if you feel some negative situation type of way about about your brother without no cause, without no probable cause, for no reason, right? Shall be in danger of judgment. Meaning that the Lord says, if you don't change your spirit and change your mind and come out of that thought process, though, terrible things will happen in your lifetime. Ever notice like throughout your lifetime something bad really happened to you, or something terrible happened to you? Then And then a lot of people will say, "Oh God," or God or Jesus Christ. What happened to me? Something happened to them. Something happened to them all of a sudden in life though, because of situations like that though. Because we have a lot of our people have this habit of holding grudges and having negative thoughts of wanting something bad happening to our own people, whether it's our family, whether it's our friends, associates, or any of our people that's our nation. Even myself, I fight this type of demon every single day, and I love it. I fight it. I have to battle this demon every day. I had to battle it. This is how I get better, because I don't want the Lord to judge me badly. I don't want Lord to deny me. I don't want the Most High to reject me. I don't want Christ to reject me. I don't want Christ to deny me of being his disciple. I don't want that to happen. So I fight this every day, and I'm bringing this out because this is something important for our people to understand. You cannot be angry at your brother or sister without probable cause. Like you can't be angry at your brother or sister just because they got a nice car and you ain't got it, or they got more money than you, or you ain't got it, or whatever goods, or whatever situation, because without a probable cause. And whosoever say unto his brother, Rakah, shall be in danger of the council, but whosoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire. Right. So we gotta understand though, we cannot be angry or upset with our people without probable cause. You can't just be angry or mad at our people just because we want to. And this specifically is speaking about our own people, our nation of people, our brothers and sisters, Black, Latinos, and Native American Indians. I'm not we ain't concerned about no other nation, no other race of people though, because this ain't the brotherhood absolutely has nothing to do with it. When Christ came up in the scene right here, though, Christ is referring to our people though, because this is a time when Christ was trying to spiritually baptize our people from following the ways of being a Roman citizen and come back to the ways of the Most High. When we come back to the ways of the Most High, we'll learn to have compassion towards our own people. We'll learn to love our own people. We'll learn to show mercy towards our own people. Like today in America, this is what we need to learn. Blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians. The lesson today is that we need to show compassion and mercy towards our own people, your own fellow Black, Latino, and Native American Indian brother and sister, regardless of what condition they're in. We taught how to deal with them. We can isolate from them if they're being negative though, but we still have to forgive them and love them according to the Lord's understanding. This was Christ was teaching us about though. This why when Christ came into the scene though, he did not only do away with the laws, he radicalized the laws. And now we see why brotherhood is a powerful fundamental of being righteousness. You can't claim to be righteous if you don't love your own people. You can't claim to be a righteous man or a woman if you don't have compassion towards your own people. You can't claim to be a disciple of Christ if you can't show mercy towards your own fellow Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. And why am I breaking it down like this though? For brothers and sisters to get proper understanding so they can be able to take heed and take notes. They can understand this properly in proper context. Extremely important, because Christian pastors will never, ever, ever tell you to forgive your own people, whether they in the highest state in life or whether they're in a lower state in life, living out in the streets. We have to love our own people, Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, regardless of what condition they're in, regardless they're out in the streets, regardless they're out in the prison systems. It's a reason why the ISUBK under Commander Jenny Hanna has a prisons department, because it is our obligation to build the nation of Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. It's my obligation as a priest and prophet under commanding Juniahana to have compassion and mercy towards my own people in the prison systems, out in the streets, in the gutters, out in the projects, throughout the whole entire earth. It is my job to do that. You can't claim to be a disciple of Christ if you're not doing any of that. Recommend Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. You need to be under commanding Juniahana, though, so the priests and prophets like myself can properly instruct you these proper fundamentals about brotherhood, compassion for our own people, showing mercy for our own people, showing proper love according to the Lord's understanding. Right?
Good afternoon. The library closes in
Right.
30 minutes. Please see a staff member if you need assistance. Thank you.
And I'm gonna skip to verse 37 for some understanding, right? Matthew 5:37. But let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay. Right. When we dealing with Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, though, Christian brothers and sisters, and teaching our brothers and sisters the truth of the Bible under the leadership commander General Hanado, we got to be yea or nay. We can't be lukewarm. We can't be like everything I teach or break out, though. In a time when I'm teaching brothers and sisters, though, in class, or I'm doing public speaking, cat speaking, I prove everything out the Bible and break it down in proper context, and I also use historical references and archaeological references, or what you call archaeological is stuff like evidence, like shrines and artifacts. You know what I'm saying? What you see, pictures. We prove that to substantiate on what we talking about when it comes to speaking the word of the Most High, especially if you are under command of Jenny Hanado. When you under command of Jenny Hanado, everything is through proper orders and protocols. And one thing about being under command of Jenny Hanado, everything we do is yay, yay, nay, nay, especially when we are teaching the truth and doing the oracles of the Most High. And instructing our brothers and sisters on brotherhood and being righteous, for whatsoever is more than these cometh of evil. And why is that, though? Well, for whatsoever is more than these cometh of evil, though, because in Christianity and other religious group, though, they lukewarm. They take things for more than what it is, though. And again, though, that's why I love learning the truth from the men above me under command of Jenny Hanado, because Christianity take everything for more than what it is, though. Us under command of Jenny Hanado, when we get the proper understanding, though, which is the spirit of the Most High, though, we break it down in simplicity, simplify it, and proper understanding, so you can take the proper notes and get the proper understanding. Like Christianity and other religious groups, though, they take it more than what it is, though. They take the Bible as spookism. They think everything is about spookism and mystical powers, which is dumb. That's why if you try to learn, if you're a Black, Latino, Native American Indian, and you try to learn the spirit behind brotherhood, though, you need to be under command of Jenny Hanado and be learning for the men under command of Jenny Hanado, though, so we can teach you and educate you properly. You get what I'm saying? So you don't learn the philosophy of Christianity and take it more than what it is and start being spooked out and all outrageous. And like that's the problem with I'm saying these other religious groups, though. They too superstitious. You get I'm saying, if you being superstitious, though, you can't how the hell could you be able to show brotherhood when you too superstitious about so many things? You're too spooked out. When in the according to the Bible, the Lord is very logical. The Lord is practical, and He's spirit, and everything is spiritual. And you need to learn from the men who are qualified to teach this Bible. And that's the men in the ISUPK under Commander Jenny Honordo. And we're speaking about brotherhood, which is a fundamental of being righteous. Damn right. That was heavy. You got all that, brother? You get damn right. Damn right. Let's go to Luke chapter 6, verse 31. The book of Luke, chapter 6, verse 31. Learning the spirit behind brotherhood and understanding that brotherhood is a fundamental of righteousness, though is practical. That's something we do every single day. See, Christianity don't understand that. See, Christianity and other religions can't seem to comprehend that because they're not taught from the men in the ISUPK under Commander Jenny Honordo. Christianity don't understand that. Christianity want to do their own thing, and that's why we say One West ISUPK under Commander Jenny Honordo is not affiliated with no other Israelite group or no other religious group, though, because it's all a spin or twist off of Christianity, because Christianity wants to do their own thing. And when you follow Christianity and do your own thing, it shows that you don't have no brotherhood, right? You don't, by default, you don't have brotherhood. You're not follow. You say you follow Christ, but you're not following Christ. You follow John, and when you follow John, you're not showing brotherhood. And when you follow John, you're not gonna make it. I'm telling you that now. See, up in here, we follow Commander Jenny Honordo because Commander Jenny Honordo followed Christ, because there's one faith, one body, one baptism. I'm just quoting the precept according to Ephesians chapter 4, verse 4, 5, and 6. Though there's one faith, one body, one baptism, one Passover. One body. We pray you understand. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 31. I said, right? Okay. So yep. I mean, slack it. Luke chapter 6, verse 31. You got that right. Luke chapter 6, verse 31. Yeah, this is the book of Luke chapter 6, verse 31. And as ye would that men should do to you, do ye also to them likewise. So here's the kicker, though. In the spirit of brotherhood, treat your brothers and sisters in righteousness. If you see a brother or sister that's going off and out of order, it's a way to do that. It's always a way to do that in righteousness. Pull up, if you see a brother or sister and you know they're wrong, though, pull them to the side, like it privately, and be like some, hey brother, hey or hey sir, or hey sis. You shouldn't do that. That's not right. And break it down to them in righteousness, though. If they disagree, like in this society, if they disagree, just keep it moving. But in the school, it's ways and fundamentals of how we deal with this, though, to keep the brotherhood strong, to keep the body powerful, keep it moving. Because Christianity will never ever tell each other to correct each other. You know what I'm saying? If a brother or sister that's under me in rank, though, if I'm out of order, though, correct me, check me. You got every right to do that, because it's righteousness, because that's brotherhood. That's brotherhood. See, this society don't teach us that, though. This society and Christianity teach us to come as we please, do what we want to do. Don't judge me. Okay, all right. So you mean to tell me that nobody is to judge you and correct you when you're going out of order? Nobody is to judge you if you being a sexual deviant or a child abuser. Nobody is to judge you. What are you talking about? Nobody is to judge you if you are a criminal, if you are being a liar, if you are being a thief, if you are being an unaliver. Unaliver will be a murderer, though, but unaliver, though, you know what I'm saying? Which is unaliving somebody without probable cause. You know what I'm saying? You teaching you speaking out lies, you bear false witness, and you teaching the word of God in unrighteousness, and it's not true. Nobody is to correct you or judge you. The Lord, I'm according to scripture though. The Lord says to charge him that teaches the gospel or any truth or righteousness of God unrighteous though. You know what I'm saying? We are to do these things according to what this precept said, though, right? And ye do to men, ye should do to them. Do ye also to them likewise. We treat our brothers and sisters righteous. Treat the other nations as righteous too, though. Treat them righteously too. Treat people the way you want to be treated. That's what Christ did. That's what the followers of Christ did. That's what any man or woman of God did. Treat people in righteousness. Don't be a pushover though, but treat people in general righteousness, whether they're your brothers and sisters or they not. You know, and check anybody that's going out of order. But it's fundamentals or ways how to address it. Just don't do your own thing. And with that being said, though, this is why we tell brothers, blacks, Latinos, and African, it is you need to be under commanding Jediahada in the eyes you became to be properly taught how to conduct that, because you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what in the blue hell are you doing, because in the world though, if you're not under commanding Jediahada, you try to correct somebody or check somebody and you think you're doing it right though, but you don't know what you're doing though, you can end up losing your life or getting beat up or getting your feelings bad. That's why we say get under commanding Jediahada though, so you can learn the truth and proper understand how to deal with this though, how to correct a brother or sister in righteousness. Because again, if the brother or sister don't want to agree, if they disagree, just walk away, just keep it moving. But we're taught how to deal with this, how to conduct this though, to keep brotherhood and sisterhood performing strong. You get what I'm saying? That's important to know. Verse 32, for if ye love them which love you, what thank have ye? For sinners also love those that love them. Right. So here's the kicker though. That the thing is though, like brothers and sisters that's in righteousness and brothers and sisters that's committing sin, we still love them, but it's a way how we deal with it though. You know, brothers and sisters that continue to want to be in sin and wickedness though, you love them. Yes, forgive them though, but isolate yourself from them in their wicked ways, because what they're going to do is they're going to try to bring you or get you involved in their wickedness or lust and partake in their wickedness ways. It is going to set you up for failure. Right. That's why if you are following the Most High and you are the law, statutes, commandments, so you want to flee from all forms and manner of wickedness. You know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah, that's important though. That's why we say that this Bible is flawless victory though. That everything we do in this Bible is practical and spiritual. The Most High is flawless victory. Christ kept everything in perfection. And guess what? I'm perfect. You know why I'm perfect? Because I'm doing everything what Christ is doing. I follow commanding Jediahada. If I have an issue, I call a captain or an officer or sometimes maybe a general, depending on the circumstances. If I got an issue or something, to help me out, so I stay in righteousness, so I can walk upright. I'm perfect because I follow these laws, statutes, commandments, because I follow Christ. I follow commanding Jediahada. That's what makes me perfect, and that's what makes me understand the spirit behind brotherhood. That's what makes me understand the fundamentals, a basic fundamental of brotherhood in righteousness. It's not hard. We like our people make it hard because we make too many excuses, because we follow Christianity, we follow America and their philosophies, and learning and following America and Christianity. They teach us that we can't be perfect. They teach that we don't have to show brotherhood. We can't show brotherhood. So regardless of what the brother or sister condition is, though, we are to treat them as such and forgive them. And in its levels and ways how to deal with this stuff, right? So let me bring out one last precept, and I'm going to end the class for today.
Please begin to wrap up your work and gather your
One last precept. Let me see. I think it's let me see if it's Matthew chapter 18 verse 21. Go to Matthew chapter 18 verse 21. Yeah, this will be the last precept for today, and I'll end the class. Matthew chapter 18 verse 21. You got that? All right, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 21. Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me and I forgive him? Till 7 times. All right, so okay, right here, right? So what Christ is speaking about and Peter is saying is that like when a brother is in the truth, right? Like okay, like we're fighting against this society, right? We're in the truth, right? We get tempted, right? Like okay, the Lord ultimately tests us, right? And Satan's job is to tempt us, like to get in our mind, and it's a spiritual and a mental thing. A brother or sister may fall off the time, like a brother or sister may be fighting the temptation of smoke to stop smoking weed or stop smoking cigarettes. A brother or sister may be fighting the temptation of fornication. You know what I'm saying? Fornication is unlawful sex, though. You know, any type of unlawful sex. A brother or sister may be fighting the temptation of selfishness, being selfish, but not to be selfish, and to learn to be mindful or considerate. You know, or brother or sister may fight any temptation to not partake any philosophies of America, like uh, the pagan holidays, celebrating their birthdays, Christmas or Thanksgiving, New Year's, or a brother and sister is fighting the temptation of partaking any philosophies of America, like saluting the American flag, or partaking anything that oppressors offer, like being a Democrat, Republican, voting. We fight these things though. So what Christ is speaking when he spoke with Peter is saying like we still want to forgive our brothers that's trying to fight though. If we see a brother that's trying to fight these temptations, they're not like willfully committing sin or willfully breaking the commandments though. But we know spiritually that these brothers or sisters may need help on this though. They may need to seek counsel, you know, with smoking weed or smoking or sexual deviancy or fornication or following the trying to withdraw their spirit from the philosophy of this society. They're fighting though. They're really trying to fight though. But Satan is really tempting them though. A brother and sister that may seek counsel though, we can really help them though because they're fighting. You know, a brother and sister that believes in the truth for a long period of time though, they're still trying to fight these temptations. We all go through these things. Make sense, brother? Right, right. So a brother can fall till 7 times though, right? Verse 22, Yahushua Mashiach, right? Jesus said to him, I say not until 7 times, but until 70 times more. Right? We want to let them keep fighting though. You know, I say the brother. You know, I said as long as they're not willfully breaking any of the Lord's commandments, though, a brother may be struggling with any type of affliction or a thing that their spirit is fighting against them, whether it's serving another god, following the philosophy of America, fornication, drug dealing, drugs, and or things of that nature, though. You know, we still want to forgive them, right? That's it on that. For the brotherhood, though, we elaborate more about brotherhood, though. This really strong topic, though. Hope brothers and sisters got understanding. We go end the class and bring up the security announcements. This the security security announcements. Rule for new brother or sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to learn and share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if the brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, they are to seek counsel from the heads. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10 means 10th in Hebrew, ma'ashura. 10% of any penny of any increase the Lord gives to you, give to the general or teacher, priest fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory whatsoever. Amount you would like upcoming holy convocations. The Feast of Purim is March 3rd, Monday 2nd, March, and Tuesday 3rd, March 3rd, 2026. So Feast of Purim. And then the Lord's upcoming 56th annual Passover down in Houston, Texas, from April 1st to April 6th. You know, arrange your Passover. Make sure you got your rooms reserved and all other stuff, though. Remind Akim Akwati to check bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start to wear all black boots, shirts, pants, headband, scarf. With that, give a courtesy salute to the instructor. Amaju Shabbat, Amaju Barak, Yahaba Shemi Ashabakada, Yazbata, Sa, which means turn fifth sisters. Give a sister stand up, give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Sister Amaji Akwatium, Amaju Shabbat, Amaju Barak, Yahweh Shamar Al Athab Ashimi Al Shah. Yazbata, class dismissed.